answers? What's your motivation?
Well, really, I just don't understand how you'd believe that we live on a flat Earth. That is, to my understanding, you believe it's not rotating at all.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Hold on, he's asking you. He says, "Do you not?"
No, no, I know. I'm going to answer him with a question. Uh, that assumes he thinks we are rotating and that we're not flat. So can you please show me Earth-based Coriolis? That if you can prove to me the Earth is rotating, then you're going to win that point with me. Can you prove to me the Earth is rotating?
Do you understand what's just happened? Glitch.
Yeah, he's asked me. I'm just trying to think of how I could prove it to him, but I'm
No,
not really
just
getting
prove it.
much.
Hold on.
Uh,
I just want to see if you appreciate that in this regard, there's a positive claim, and it's not ours. You know, in terms of spinning, especially, you know, that's an outrageous claim that would need some sort of evidence to back it. And you're being asked, is there anything that you've got to back that claim, rather than saying, prove it isn't spinning?
oh no, I didn't ask him to prove it. I just asked if he believed that's what it was.
Sure.
It's not a matter of belief. It's I know the Earth is not spinning because I know motion. I felt it in my life as a small child to my current age. The claim that the globe community has is that we are spinning, and I'd like to have some proof of that, or else that becomes a belief without proof. And isn't that where you find yourself because you're having a hard time proving it?
That's actually a good point. Yeah, but one question: what about when you put a gyroscope on the ground? You can see it over time. It rotates at 15 degrees an hour.
Well, can I ask you a question again on that?
No.
Is the Earth rotating, or is the Earth not rotating in your belief?
Yeah, the Earth's rotating.
Okay, if I get off the Earth, is the Earth still rotating, or does the Earth not rotate if I leave the Earth, say in a hot air balloon or helicopter or something that gets me off the surface?
No, it still rotates.
Okay, so if I get up in a hot air balloon uh, and it's hovering, or a helicopter, shouldn't the Earth rotate underneath me and the destination come to me?
Well, no, because
Why
when you
not?
leave the Earth, you've still got the momentum with you that was imparted to you by the Earth, so you're spinning with it.
So the gyro
So if I leave,
maintains that as well, then? So when you say the gyro's got Earth turning beneath it, what are you talking about? Does it not maintain the momentum? What are you talking about?
I, I got nothing to say to that.
Well, you're claiming that Earth turns beneath the gyro. Your original opening statement is to say Earth turns beneath the gyro. You've just affirmed with 10th Man that you understand and appreciate that Earth would continue to turn underneath. He gives you an example of a hot air balloon and says, should Earth not turn underneath then, if it's turning underneath as you claim it should and will? And you've said you've got proof of it with a gyro. So according to your claim, Earth's going to turn beneath stuff at 15 degrees an hour. That's Coriolis deflection. The effect is only observed if you turn underneath stuff. So for us to have this effect, you're claiming with the gyro, that's Coriolis deflection, we must see it in the hot air balloon. And you're saying, no, conserving momentum. It's like, well, that flies in the face of the Coriolis claim, that we'll see it drift. If it conserves momentum, we don't see Coriolis.
It's a good point. I've got nothing to say back to that. I have no rebuttal. I'll have to do some more research and see if I can think of anything to go against that.
But then we're not spinning. The claim to prove we're spinning is that we'll see things drift at 15 degrees an hour, like a gyro, like a pendulum, like a bullet or a football. They're claimed to have Earth turn beneath them. That's the claim that is supposed to prove we spin. But we just show you a hot air balloon and that's not happening. It's in the air for a long time. It's not attached anymore like bullets and footballs and pendulums and gyros. Separate reference frames, right? But then when a hot air balloon goes up, suddenly it's conserving the momentum. That makes no sense, because the bullet would conserve momentum, and the football would conserve momentum, and the gyro would conserve momentum, and the pendulum would conserve momentum. You know, you're flying in the face of the claim that Earth turns beneath stuff. So Earth's not spinning because we don't see that effect. It would be really obvious in a hot air balloon. It would just go up and the next continent along would come to it. It doesn't, because we're not spinning.
To point out to him that whether the Earth's spinning or the Earth isn't spinning, it's got the Earth as a ball in the question itself. because you have a radius that you're using for the axis of this spin. But we don't experience a radius. The Earth is measured flat.
The highest audience I've had in a considerable amount of time. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's very hot. Who knows? 172 people watching at the moment, which is a very good number. So good to have you, everyone in the live audience. Smash the super chat and PayPal link to support this channel. I need it more than ever. I'll bore you in the after show and pre-show. But yeah, this dude that's here now, Glitch, you know, are you happy to move on from axial rotation?
Yeah, I'm happy to move on.
At the end of the summary for axial rotation, John pointed out that the assertion in the first instance is going to have a radian value in terms of the assertion of the rotation. And you'd need a radius value to acquire that. And we've debunked the mathematics that I described as showing you the side of your own head and giving you perspective omitting feet or meters values that don't change with distance for targets. Well, that very same mathematics to assert those feet and inches values that don't change with distance being hidden by Earth curve, the Earth curve itself has an R value that we've debunked based on imagery that shows that the Earth curve, that would be the horizon in those maths, is beyond where it can be physically. So physically incapable of being Earth curve anymore. Or to summarise, because that was quite a lot of information all at once, we've debunked the assertion that the horizon is Earth curve. Again, were you aware that the horizon, assumed to be Earth curve if you're a person on a globe, has been debunked as Earth curve? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, so we only have one horizon. And the geometric horizon, that's Earth curve, only exists in Earth curve maths. It does not exist in physical reality. Now that's a statement from a globe defender when defending his globe maths. The geometric horizon only exists in the maths, and the geometric horizon is Earth curve. In reality, we have a position where the sky appears to meet the land or sea, not a physical Earth curve edge. We've debunked that. Just so you know.
Can you explain how we debunked it, Nathan? Maybe he does not know.
I can rattle off the Black Swan argument. If the Earth was a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, then every distance measurement to that horizon, that's Earth curve, could be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. So in the Earth curve maths, when you move your elevation up and down and it changes the tangent point, that's the 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet bit. Now the distance to the geometric horizon, if it were one, has been breached by images that are labelled the Black Swan. That is to say that they show beyond all certitude that the horizon is beyond those physical limitations of an Earth sphere radius 3959 depicted in the mathematics. Therefore, the horizon's not Earth curve, and you can't acquire an R value for Earth curve. Thank you for presenting, Adam. So we've debunked Earth curve, the horizon, and the horizon is not Earth curve. On screen now for my audience, Black Swan. Bye-bye, ball. Platform habitat 9.41 miles, and platform hill house at 6.21 miles. The geometric horizon, if we had one, would be at 1.2 miles. That's before the frame of this picture. It would be obscuring things into the distance with its physicality. And in this image, the horizon, we've only got one, is beyond 10 miles. Beyond platform habitat at 9.41 miles. So the horizon is not an Earth curve edge as depicted in the maths. It's beyond those limitations by a massive margin. So we don't have a physical Earth curve edge for a horizon. This image debunks it. We only need one, because as soon as you're beyond the limitations of a physical geometric sphere edge, that's game over. Can't be beyond a physical rock's limitations.
So, Nathan, you're saying that one of those platforms are 9.41 miles and the other one is 6.21 miles? And the horizon is behind that?
Yes. Therefore, the horizon is not Earth curve.
You understand that, Glitch?
Yeah, I understand that.
So,
Well,
go on, John.
I was going to say, this is the knife edge. You know, this is where, in his mind, he'll have to make a decision whether he's going to be anti-flat Earth or believe in a globe. You know, that's where the decision comes down to. Are you going to accept that what we measure is flat, or are you going to believe that it's curving somewhere that you can't measure?
John, he may not know
No.
your past, how you were once a ball believer, and the lack of the measurement caused you to change your mind. You mind sharing that in another 30 seconds for him?
Well, yeah, like I thought we were measuring Earth curve with that geometry. You know, I thought that it was locally flat, but you know, it was a ball because the horizon was a tangent point, and we could measure, you know, geometry. But we don't. It's not. All we have is the measurements of it flat.
Indeed. So without Earth curve, that would be a horizon to claim blocks, boats and buildings. Ironic, as the false dichotomy flat Earth society assertion is to say that we have boats falling over the edge, when in reality Earth curve mathematics has boats falling over an Earth curve horizon edge. And then the question is asked, why are so many feet and inches missing? Answer, because it's gone over the Earth curve edge. No, the horizon is not Earth curve. It has been debunked. All bets are therefore off as far as being on a sphere. There is no sphere beneath your feet in terms of what you measure, in terms of what you navigate, in terms of what you observe. It is obviously flat. Were you under the impression, Glitch, that there is an area above your head that is a vacuum where they travel to lights in the sky?
Are you talking about space? Because yes, I believe in that.
Okay. Are you familiar with entropic law or the second law of thermodynamics? It's okay if you're not.
I'm vaguely familiar, but not too much.
Okay. If you had a gas canister in your hand right now and you chopped it in half with a samurai sword, would you understand and appreciate that the gas would not remain in the shape of the container that it was in? It would merely fill the available volume it had to fill. In other words, disperse into the room. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand that.
So do you also appreciate that gas, by nature, expands to fill any volume it has to fill? Do you appreciate that if the sky was a vacuum, it would be an area for gas to fill?
Yeah.
So if the sky was a vacuum, the gas we breathe would fill that space and we would all be dead. The sky vacuum is fake. Outer space is not real.